Greetings, it's me, FireB. Welcome back to Libretta. Last time we played a very deadly game of Shirogorys for our very life. It was a thing. It existed. And we learned some stuff. And there's a book out here. Heh, think you're pretty clever, don't you? Can't entirely say I know where you got that exit from. But I'll tell you what you can't do. You can't do anything for that freak. The world won't accept her. Never has, never will. As it shouldn't. I may not be able to make much of an impact myself, but the thing is, I don't have to. Because even if you do manage to get out, the job's gonna get done by everyone you thought you loved. You're gonna wish you died here. Well, that's rude. Why wouldn't she be accepted? Where'd our friend go, by the way? Oh, there's a thing up there. Let me check up here right quick. Nothing. Okay. Huh. Okay. There's a book here. A building, of course, is built from the bottom up. Really, it's the most logical way. A person, on the other hand, I'm not so sure. Does one start with their head, or their body, or their legs? I'd put the head first, personally. If a building is constructed bottom to top, a person is made top to bottom. Though that said, a person is more than just the sum of their parts. Huh. True. Will we save? Absolutely. Anything up and around this? That's a no. A drab-looking bed. There's a lot of books in here. This bed looks kind of lumpy. A plain-looking bed. Huh. You and I, we're both on our own. We have to look after each other. So just promise me that whatever happens, you'll stay with me to the end? Fine, I promise. You found a promise. For a better future. Something tells me that doesn't go well. Ha! I don't understand you. I'll never understand you. I'm sorry to hear that. But at least I know there's someone who does. Okay. Everything seems fine in there still. Huh. Oh! Is it the backside of this building? It is! Good. But where'd our friend go? Did she go in here? Hello? Do we need the hairdryer? Your hair might need drying, but it's fine. Is there anything in the drain? Hello? Don't drop anything important down there. What happens if we use the... Okay. Good. How about the nail file? No. Okay. Just the bucket was useful in there. That was it. Alright, you guys. Still exist. Excuse me, stop that. Where did you go? Are you back over here? first found you? No. You could play it still, but it seems you've done all there is to do. There's a piano. You need not play. The only way is still up. Alright. Huh. Alrighty. I guess? Huh. Maybe in the other building. Hello, you in here? No, but we could fill up our bucket. I don't think we need to, but why not? Huh. Actor. I sat and thought it over all while seasons passed me by. My show did end when at much length I could no longer lie. But for how good I felt myself, and for all my relief, now all the world is turned on me, and turned it all to grief. It's all come down to this, I fear, a very simple fact. Looks like a book, it still lacks pages. Yeah, let's use the leaves, because I think we have enough. You put the leaves in the book. The pages remain blank, however. It must be something else. Yeah, let's fill it in with letters. It's not a bad idea, but it doesn't seem to work here. Huh. Let's make it a story about a flood. You can't imagine how that would be useful. A story of life? Aw. Can I write in it? The pencil isn't making any marks on the pages. You had a feeling it wouldn't. Alright. What if we use the promise? All of a sudden the pages fill in. Journey, Chapter 6. Hey, that's coming in like it's being written. The more time she spent with him, the more they came to appreciate each other's company. In time, they found between them that which they had come to the far end of the world looking for. And soon, that far end of the world became a place where all could sing in harmony, a shining beacon for all such travelers. The end. Oh. Huh. What was this? Back in the days when it was still of help to wish for such a thing, there was a beautiful and bountiful tree. It was known as the Tree of Knowledge, for it knew all things and gladly imparted its wisdom to people. With time, however, the tree shed its leaves and began to wither away. The people worried, but the tree quelled their fears. I may die, but my leaves will remain. Use them to convey your own wisdoms, and more than that, your own hopes. The people took these words to heart, and began to record stories such as these for all manner of purposes. Then 3 apples fell from the sky, one for the author, one for the storyteller, one for the listener. You know, something tells me that if there was somebody tagging along with me, she'd have gotten bonked in the head with that. An apple. You don't really want it. You don't know where it's been. I mean, on a tree, clearly. And then in the sky? Alright. Actor. I sat and thought it over all, while seasons passed me by. My show did end when at much length I could no longer lie. But for how good I felt myself, and for all my relief, now all the world is turned on me, and that turned it all to grief. It's all come down to this, I fear. A very simple fact. If I am to change anything, then I will have to act. I see. Alrighty. Looks like the only way is up. Lauren. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I've decided I can't stay here any longer. So I'm going to find somewhere I can be. But when I find it, I'll come back to tell you. Because you're the only one I would want to know. So go to where we read all those happy endings. And wait for me. That's where we'll meet again. K. K. I'll be there soon. Alright. Uh-oh. I get it. Of course I don't mind. I love you. So please. This looks like Camille's cloak. Did she come this way? An apple. Who knows how it got here? Alright. Will you save her file? Hey, that's different. Alright. Let's go through the door. Looks like we're in a bit more rational library area. Just gotta check to make sure. Okay. Something seems to be missing here, and it's throwing everything out of order. The file? Huh? What's this? Oh, that looks pretty. I mean, never mind. Libretta, Chapter 1. From the day I was born, people had certain expectations for me. I tried my best to meet those expectations. But after a long time, long even after the birth of my sister, I realized something. This wasn't what I wanted. I'd gotten so caught up in trying to please people that I didn't notice how much it belied the real me. Nothing about this felt right. Huh. Would they even know what I was talking about? Do they have any idea? When they say I can tell them anything, do they have the slightest expectation for this? Maybe I don't have to tell them directly. Yet. I could hint at it without giving it away. That won't work. Foreshadowing like that only works in stories. In the context of real life, it'd be ridiculous. But that's just how my mind thinks. So how am I ever going to tell them? There's some serious shit going on. This is too much. I need something to hold it all. To hold it? Well, it's already filled, but finally, this should help me keep it all hidden. Wait, is there a hole in this? Chapter 2. As I thought about it day after day, no one noticed a thing. But I was so afraid, I came to think of that as a good thing. I did want to change. I didn't just want to play into expectations anymore. Because how long could I last like that? How happy could I be? Yet I couldn't predict people's reactions. I was too weak to handle the worst. So I had to pretend nothing was wrong. I had to be strong, if that was strength. But I had to at least tell my sister. Fair enough. Alpha is creator. Alpha is orchestrator. Alpha is instigator. She, Alpha, wrote me. She, Alpha, is why I am here. You, Alpha, now read me. Author, storyteller, reader. This is maddening. It's like I'm constantly on the lookout for clues which might not be there at all. When they said that, was it a joke, or did they know? Were they trying to ask without asking? If so, maybe they think in similar ways to me. But then, that's probably exactly why I would think they're doing that. When more than likely, they're not. You see a cave before you. There's no sign of any life inside it. Oh, a letter from your sister Kay. It says to meet her at the library. Well, I'll have to use the flashlight. You proceed into the cave with the flashlight. Deeper and deeper. It's a solar-powered flashlight. It's gonna die. You can't see a thing. You can't hear a sound. You're all by yourself. You begin to nod off in the comfort of the darkness. But you know you must continue on. Libretta, Chapter 3. When I let it all out to my sister in tears, and she told me she understood, I felt a wave of relief come over me. I always knew I could count on her. I'm not sure how to explain it, but she was always able to help me. For the time being, it was our secret. Yet she helped me to think that it wouldn't have to remain so forever. She gave me the courage to keep going. That's definitely good. Telling my sister is one thing, but my parents, I barely know how to talk to them, period. Even with things I know are relatively minor, my mind gets stuck in an endless loop on them. I should tell them. How will they react? Will I look stupid? Will I regret ever saying anything? Will I regret never saying anything? It's completely paralyzing. I practically have to trick myself into telling them anything. It's so pathetic. A slime draws near. Slimes attack! Well, we'd better use a sword for that. $777 points to the slime! It looks highly apologetic. The slime ran away with the sword. It was an experience. Nice. Libretta, Chapter 4. I wanted it to be the best day of my life. Or, better yet, the first day I could refer to that way. But such a day never came. I never mustered the courage to tell my parents. Instead, they found out on their own. And when they did, my every effort felt wasted. They said there was something wrong with me. They said I shouldn't be acting like this. They said... I found myself sobbing in my sister's room again. Yeah, that sounds about par for that course. Just a single green book. The cover is blank. Omega reads me. Or does she merely take me off the shelf? Does she only stare at the pages? for her mind all but belongs to Alpha. So she hopes, if she can do such a thing, that it will not last for much longer. And she prays that, when it ends by her hand, it will all end well. Ah. So I think it's implying that Libra here is Omega, I think? Wait, there's a book there. Almost didn't see it. What am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to go? I thought I'd be free, but I feel less free than ever. Tell me she has a solution. She always has a solution. Please tell me that the answer isn't just to run away again. Isn't there anything, even a single thing, that belongs to me? Whose are these, really? That's right. These are mine. At least, these are mine. Libretta, Chapter 5. I had to leave. I'd put up with it until now, but I couldn't take it any longer. I never wished for this. I'd wished for so much, and never this. If my sister really can grant my wishes, then I wish I had to leave. Did anything break? Did something break? I don't see anything broken. Doesn't look like it. Maybe she went out a window or something. That's a large empty hallway. Write my name. The pencil snapped in half. K. Alright. Anything there? No. Oh boy, a library. Huh. Alrighty. Can I read any of these? Doesn't seem like it. Goldilocks and the Three Bears. The bears caught up to the girl and had her apologize for what she did. She was truly sorry. She had no other choice. Realizing the girl was just as needy as them, the bears decided to let her stay in their home, where she was cared for dearly. And they lived happily ever after. Are we getting the happier versions of these fairy tales now? Cinderella. Her stepsisters learned what had happened and headed for the castle at once. The next day, the prince visited her home. He gave her beautiful clothes that would always last, and an invitation to visit the castle at any time. She gladly accepted both, and they lived happily ever after. The Little Mermaid. She realized her nearsightedness, but did not lose hope. She picked herself up and got used to life on land, even without legs. Well, wheelchairs exist. She knew she was better for it. This time, she would not lose sight of herself. She made many friends and treasured them all. And they lived happily ever after. The Boy Who Cried Wolf. There was once a boy who cried. Then finally, came. Together, they cried joyful tears. And they lived happily ever after. The Girl Who Cried Wolf. There was once a girl who cried. Then all of a sudden, people began to understand how much she meant it. It made her smile deep inside. And they lived happily ever after. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Any person, large or small, could be the fairest one of all. She looked curiously at the mirror. I cannot say it's her nor you, but in your heart, let it be true. She hugged the mirror, and they lived happily ever after. Did I read this one? Little Red Riding Hood. Just then a hunter came along. He talked with the wolves and found it was all a misunderstanding. They meant no harm. It took some getting used to, but the girl found that in the end, things were better than ever before. And they lived happily ever after. Oh, there's a book. Hello? This book. There's something very familiar about it. That's right. This is... Hey, Lauren. You remember how when you were little, you used to write in books? Write in books? I don't know if I recall that. Yeah, maybe it was too embarrassing to remember. Sometimes you'd read a story and get really mad. Then you'd grab a crayon and start scribbling parts out and... Oh, yeah, I sort of remember that now. Gosh, what a brat I was. Well, I mean, I thought it was pretty immature too at the time. To make up your own ending, just because you're not satisfied with what's there. But if that's immature, what does it mean to be mature? To accept that not every story ends satisfyingly? To just deal with it as much as it upsets you? To do nothing about it? Surely maturity can't mean giving up on what you always believed in, right? I've just been reading a lot of stories I don't like lately. But if someone wrote a story about my life, I wonder if people would like it or not. I'd love to write it for you. That way, maybe I could avoid the need to scribble anything out later. You'd still be writing about my life, so there would always be... Maybe. But I'd still find a way to make it satisfying. Something that would give people hope. Like you, Lauren. Or like you, Kay. This book is a mess. Some of the handwriting is childish and there's words crossed out all over the place. You try to read the parts that you can. My sister, Kay. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Lauren and her sister, Kay. Following this is page after page of crossed out sentences. Some seem to have been ripped out. The very last page just says, and we lived happily ever after. Happily ever after. Huh. Well then. Let's see what's up here. This seems like a very close to the end thing, so I'm gonna end this video here, and next time we'll see what's going on up ahead. So make sure you check back for that, and until then, farewell.